Hi everyone, I'm MaryAnn. I'm a visual artist and voice coach from Singapore, currently in Singapore, and welcome to day 82 of my 100-day vlog series. So this is a Live Your Dreams vlog series. I finally have a name for it after 82 days, where I share whatever it is that I have learned on my journey of pursuing my dreams and going after my passion and creating a worthy and meaningful purpose for my life. And if you're someone who has a dream and if you want to create a life around your passion and what's meaningful for you, this is a series for you where I share what I've learned in this journey. And if you're just starting out, if you've started and you're feeling stuck, I hope that whatever I've shared helps frame whatever you're going through such that you can take powerful next steps towards your dream. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments, or you can directly message me through any one of my social media links which are in the write-ups attached to these videos. So yesterday I shared about how when we have a dream, we really want to identify what is that action that you want to take right now. And sometimes it may not be very obvious. Like for the example that I shared, I wanted to do a new animation, and for the longest time I kept getting stuck because I was doing research. I was trying to think of the right storyline and what are the ideas, and they're not coming to me. I'm not feeling for the characters, when all I needed to do was go into the studio and sketch out that one scene that I could see in my mind. And from sketching out that one scene, it became another. I sketched another scene and I drew another scene, and before long I had 80% of the storyline after a few weeks of not having anything. And this is where I want to draw a very clear distinction. When I say take action, I mean, take, as far as possible, take the most direct action that you can that brings you closer to your dream. Okay, so I'm going to break this down today and share specifically what kinds of actions there are involved when it comes to taking steps towards our dreams. So in the first place, with a dream, that could be very abstract. It could be an idea that you have for your life and a vision, and you want to make it specific in something that is measurable, something that is attainable, something relevant and time bound. So this is where a few weeks ago I talked about creating a project around your dream, or having a very clearly defined form of the dream such that you know specifically what you're going after and what you're hoping to and what you're intending to achieve. So that's the first step. And then after that, when you have figured out what this thing is going to be, and in this case, let's say my dream for as a specific form is, as an artist, is to complete this animation project, okay? And I only have like a few weeks to do it. So right now, my project is to complete this animation project, right? And that's the purpose. At the end of it, I need to have a 3 to 5 minute long animation. So then when I look at the actions that I need to take, let's examine what I've been doing so far. So for the first few weeks of this project, I basically went on YouTube to Google other paper cut animation to get some ideas, to get a sense of what kind of techniques animators are using that can help me with my project. But did I really do anything that led to the creation of the animation? So there are two kinds of actions here. There is indirect action and there is direct action. So a direct action is something that would directly lead to the result that you want. So in the case of me doing this animation, a direct action would be to actually draw out these characters that I'm going to be using in the animation, or like shooting the frames, or making a editing or putting all the frames together and creating the final product, or testing things out with the actual frames, and this would lead to the final outcome, which is the animation. And then the indirect actions are things that are still important, that could lead you to the outcome of your project, but they don't necessarily directly contribute to that. So for example, all these things I've been doing so far, like researching on YouTube, like sketching out the scene that I had in my head, to finally having 80% of the storyline, these are indirect actions because they don't directly contribute to the outcome, which is the actual animation itself. So if you look at indirect actions, there is a whole spectrum there. If you're looking, on a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being not, very, very far off from contributing to the end result of your project, to 10 being a lot closer to direct action. Researching and looking at stuff on YouTube is useful, but it's maybe at like a 3 or 2, right? And then going to the studio to start sketching my ideas out and start putting things down on paper to get a sense of where I'm at with the animation would be closer to like an 8 or 9. And then among the direct actions, of course, they're direct actions. So all of these direct actions would lead to that outcome. It's just a matter of whether you're disciplined enough and whether you have that willpower enough to get past, your defenses and whatever it is that rises up to stop you and making it happen. Okay, so I want to focus more on indirect action because a lot of times when I say taking action, I know it may not be very clear, and sometimes, because we are confronted by the reality that our dream could actually come true, that we could actually do the thing that we really want to do and that we have been envisioning and dreaming about for the longest time, that we start taking action, but we are actually doing indirect actions. That the actions we're taking don't exactly or directly lead to the outcome that we want for the project. And if you're spending way too much time on indirect actions, like for example, research is an indirect action when it comes to going after your dream, because you're not actually taking action to go for your dream. You're just taking action so that you can take action, if you get what I mean. Yeah, so researching actually doesn't contribute that much. So it's not to say that research isn't important, but in my case, if it was 2 or 3 out of 10 in terms of how directly related it is to my project, then clearly I don't want to be spending too much time there because it doesn't directly forward the end result. And at the same time, drawing and sketching, which is an 8 or 9 out of 10, yes, it is a lot closer to leading me to the direct outcome of the animation, but I don't want to spend forever there either, because at some point I would have to say, okay, enough sketching, it's time to actually start making whatever it is that I need to shoot this animation and make it a reality. So in the same way, whatever your dream is, you want to start looking at the steps that you're planning to take. So when you look at that project plan that you've created in order to manifest this specific form of your dream, and let's say you want to do this over 1 month, whatever that form is, and that it is feasible within 1 month, you want to start looking at the actions that you're planning to take. Are they directly leading you to the result that you want? Or is there going to be a lot of time spent on indirect actions where it's going to make you feel like you are doing something? You're going to feel like, I'm still being productive, I'm still being busy here, I'm still, doing something that leads you to your dream. Yes, you are. But there is a time limit as to how much time you want to stay there, because the longer you stay there, the less momentum you gather towards creating that final result that you want. And then it's going to be even harder to really push yourself in that direction to make the dream come true. So limit the amount of time that you spend on indirect actions, and instead, you want to focus maybe like 60% of your time at least on taking direct actions that would lead to the outcome that you want. So if you liked today's video, subscribe to my channel on YouTube or like my Facebook page wherever you're seeing this on. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments, or you can directly message me through any one of my social media links which are in the write-ups attached to these videos. And I'll see you tomorrow!